Welcome to Strip Cover Lit. I'm Adrian Fort.
And I'm Dalton Gentry.
And we are here for our weekly installment of Debauch.
Debauch. I like that word.
Debauch.
Debauch. Variety Hour.
Yes.
Where you smoke cigars and we talk about things that people apparently care about. What are we going to talk about?
Well, first off, we've got some housekeeping.
That's going to we're going to have shirts eventually that says, first off, we have some housekeeping. I wish I did my own housekeeping the way I do the channel housekeeping.
Yeah.
Carry on.
We are one short on our housekeeping. Monse, I am terribly sorry. I know what I'm looking for. I can't find it.
We want to do something special.
Yes.
And we refuse to do anything else.
Yes.
So we are going to have to travel.
So I will be going to my third city to find this, but I know I can find one.
We're going to make it happen.
However, Samantha Bledsoe has also joined the ranks of our patron, and Samantha is excited for the Justice League movie and the DC Cinematic Universe. The DCEU for DC Extended Universe, I guess is what they're calling it. So, to commemorate Samantha on set, there will always be a bobblehead of Wonder Woman.
Look at that.
Who better to represent the Justice League than Wonder Woman?
And we are going to get into some discussion on finding DC characters and finding Wonder Woman in the stores.
Yes.
But before we do that, thank you very much, Samantha Bledsoe.
Absolutely.
We greatly appreciate it, as always.
Yes.
And she will forever be immortalized.
Only one new member to introduce this week, so Internet, you're slacking.
We do have Monse, and she is coming.
Yes.
I'm not even going to apologize, because we are going to... It's so perfect.
Apologize for making someone come.
It's so perfect.
You didn't catch that?
Shut up. It's so perfect. Anyway.
Yes.
Wonder Woman. We went to five different stores.
Yes.
5 different toy selections.
Looking simply for a Wonder Woman.
For a single Wonder Woman. First of all, there's an entire aisle devoted to Marvel. There's a shelf devoted to DC.
Yeah, that is
something the comic book world never thought would happen.
Yes, and it's a big indicator of how much movies mean to American society.
But to find a Wonder Woman, absolutely impossible. A character who has a film coming soon.
We're like, what, 6 months away from her having her own movie?
Impossible. Now, if you want a movie version Harley Quinn, I can sell you a crateful.
Yes.
But
all over.
Absolutely pisses me off.
Yes.
Pisses me off. Any more so discussion on this that we can get into?
I don't know why it should piss you off. Who were action figures meant to be sold to?
Okay, action figures are meant to be sold for young boys and older men.
30-year-old creepsters who search through the toy aisles like Dalton and myself. However,
I was once called the creepy uncle of book 2.
Were you?
Taking it.
However, they are marketed towards young boys.
Yes.
Now, do you think that there is an accurate representation of a 30-year-old Midwestern guy who chews tobacco anywhere in those girls' aisles of toys?
No, there's not.
So, whose responsibility is it? It's no one's responsibility, right?
Here's the deal, though. If we are in a society now that preaches, be whoever you want to be what you want, identify how you want, why is there no action figures for little girls? Why is it if I go to the girls section of the toy store, it is nothing but a sea of pink bullshit? No Wonder Woman.
Because 5-year-old girls love pink bullshit.
No Spider-Man.
I'm not going to say that they don't like blue bullshit, but here's the thing. If I am Joe Company A, and I want to sell little girls shit, I'm going to make pink bullshit. I am not going to make Wonder Woman toys.
Marketing.
So, no, it's not marketing. It is the free market. We are not in a communistic society, so that we don't have... Okay, so if I want to sell you a magazine, what do? If I want to sell a 26-year-old man a magazine, what do?
You put a scantily clad woman on it.
Put a woman on there with her boobs hanging out, and she's got a low pant line, right? If I want to sell a woman a magazine, what do I put on it?
The same thing.
Yeah. What's on Cosmo? What's on Cosmo every month? The same thing. A
the
woman
same
with
thing.
her boobs hanging out and a very low pant line. So here's what gets me, is we sat in that feminist class we had in college, and we were harangued by the professor. So why is there a naked woman on the cover of Cosmo? Because women buy it.
Yeah.
The only thing the publisher, the editor of that magazine wants to do is sell you that magazine. So they go with what you're going to buy. They don't go with what's ideal. They don't care what's ideal. They know what you're going to spend your money on, so they do it.
There's that small corner in the magazine section that Dalton purchases from, because I'm like, oh, 5 recipes for fall. I better have
A
that.
small corner in the magazine section with the black covers over there.
5 recipes for fall. I hate you so much sometimes. I really do. Anyway, what's going on in the world?
There's the Olympics.
I'm not talking politics anymore. I'm
No,
pissed.
we're done with that. I can't.
There is the Olympics. Rio, Brazil. What used to be the big creme de la creme vacation destination, the Cancun of the 90s, if I may, is a shithole. It is an unfortunate shithole. So much so where some of the pools are turning from chlorine blue to green, like not good looking green. Athletes are being robbed at gunpoint. It's a mess right now.
Yeah, it's hard to see a country like Brazil fall that far,
Yes.
right? That was a once proud nation.
Yes, I was still very proud. Very proud nation.
Proud of being a shithole.
There are some endearing qualities for Brazil.
No,
Absolutely so.
like,
It's
I'm
not.
not all Brazil.
But no, are they
Not
proud
all
of being
Brazil.
currently a shithole? No. But I like the Olympics. I love them. It's like the one time every 4 years I'm like, oh, swimming. This is awesome. However, detrimental to the country, in my opinion.
How so?
Here's the thing. Let's take a country that's dealing with a lot of economic issues. A lot of poverty in Brazil right now. And let's put a multi-million-dollar stadium right in the center of the town. Are the people who live there going to benefit from that?
In that town, perhaps not. The country will.
You think
the
so?
city will.
You think so?
Yeah.
What's going to happen next month?
Well, they're all going to leave,
Yeah.
but they all put so much money into the economy of the country.
It ain't going to last. It ain't going to help.
Well, it's a boom. It's like if somebody came in here and said, "Hey, Dalton, here's $100. Go help yourself." What are you going to do?
Here's the thing. 2 years from now, it's going to hurt more than it helped.
How so?
How so? You're going to have deteriorating buildings. You're going to have what was...
Deteriorating buildings that were deteriorating anyway.
You're
What are
going
you
to have
talking
a
about?
boom that, like, it started here, it boomed, and then it fell.
Yeah.
And then we're trying to get back up to normal. I don't think it's going to help at all.
Okay, so if someone comes through that door right now and says, "Hey, Dalton, here's $100," the onus is on you not to buy Coke. Right? Whatever you do with that money in a productive manner is money spent in a productive manner.
Okay.
But it's on you not to buy Coke.
Okay.
So if Brazil goes and buys Coke, then it's on them.
All right. All right. I'll give you that one. Legitimate argument. I had a point I wanted to make so bad, and it has completely slipped my mind, and I'm really upset about it.
About Brazil?
Yeah, and it was on point.
About
it was
economics?
funny, witty, and that is the story of my life. It was a fleeting thought that I'll never have again.
All of Dalton's witticisms are never have-beens.
Yes.
You know, I had something witty to say, but I don't remember.
But the best part is everybody watching is like, oh, he didn't he? Good for him. Good for him. Good for you, Neville Longbottom. Good for you, Neville. Anyway.
What was that?
No, you remember how we asked in the Harry Potter videos, like, oh, which character, who are we?
Sure.
The entire world is like, oh, Adrian's Sirius Black. Oh, Adrian's Remus Lupin. He's this very interesting, suave character. Dalton's Neville. Actually, it was Monse who said specifically, it's like, Dalton's Neville Longbottom, shut the fuck up. So, I guess I'm Neville.
I've met Neville. I don't know much about that boy.
I've also been plastered as Horace Slughorn, who you haven't met yet.
I like the name. Is it a Slytherin?
Yes, actually. I think. Pretty sure. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, what else you want to talk about? Because I'm
Went
just...
through the whole spectrum just then. Yes, I think. Maybe not. No, it is not. Hard to say.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Talking about YouTube.
Yes.
About YouTube rabbit holes. I had vacation,
Your first vacation in 19 years.
and I didn't do a damn thing.
Good. I've
is not
argued
good.
with you all day. A vacation in which you do nothing is a good vacation.
It is a terrible vacation.
No.
It is a week in which I did not have to work 40 hours, and I wasted all of those hours.
You didn't waste it. You enjoyed your existence.
I didn't even enjoy my existence. In fact, I didn't even catch up on sleep. I lost 2 nights of sleep, laying in bed wondering, what am I doing with my life?
Adrian's existentialist vacation. No, 40 hours away from work is 40 hours away from work. It's 40 hours of Adrian time. It's relaxing.
Yeah,
it's
Adrian
refreshing.
time is why would you not want to be productive?
If someone said, Dalton, why don't you just take 40 hours off work? Don't do anything. Just sit at home. Lay on the couch. I'm game.
Really?
Yeah. There's so
so
many options. I can sit there. I can do some reading for pleasure. I can not have to worry about doing something and being somewhere. I mean, hell, I could clean the house and feel better.
I am so upset with myself. I didn't do any of that even.
Oh, well.
I didn't even do any of that.
You just laid staring at the ceiling. Like,
Yes.
why is me?
Yes.
Who
My
am
life is
I?
a misery.
But anyway, the YouTube rabbit hole.
That was a Right Here Picture Show reference, by the way.
Was it really?
Woe is me, my life is a misery.
This is misery. Hey. That's Meatloaf, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's all of them, wasn't it? They all participated in that song.
For some reason, yeah. For some reason, we were saying that. The restricted section got a hold of me, let me know that Hawthorne Heights is having a concert in Springfield if you want to go.
What is Hawthorne Heights?
They are a mid-2000s emo band that they're apparently still in existence.
So let's be clear here. They invited you.
Yes.
They did not invite Adrian.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to go?
Let's be clear here. They invited you. I don't know what a Hawthorne Height is.
I wish...
Sounds like a shitty upper middle class neighborhood.
You're probably correct in that assumption. But, anyway. The rabbit hole.
Emo fucking rich kids singing about how much life sucks.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I wrote this song on vacation. We went to the Alps.
I didn't want to go to the Alps. It was cold. Anyway. Often when on YouTube, watching something you want to watch. Let's say you want to sit and watch BookTube. You watch a BookTube video, you enjoy it. You look at the links, they say, oh,
Yeah.
watch this next. So you do.
Nude yoga.
Nude yoga. Okay. 10 hours.
It exists. That's not. I didn't make it up.
Okay.
I don't know how I ended up there.
10 hours later.
about 30 minutes later.
So where did your rabbit hole take you on vacation?
Like a lot of weird places. I learned about Gavin McInnes, who I don't know much about him. He's a Canadian apparently. Okay. I think he got his start on YouTube. He does like Fox News and stuff now.
Okay.
Trying to think. We talked about Brazil. There's a lot of things on. There's a lot of like security camera footage on YouTube where someone tried to rob somebody and ended up getting popped themselves, right?
Rampant in Brazil right now.
Yeah. Which is always nice to watch. I don't know. What is your favorite YouTube rabbit hole discovery? That's a question for you. What is your favorite YouTube rabbit hole discovery? Dalton, what about you?
I gotta tell this story. I'm not sure if I can say it's my favorite or not. I have a television, something that you don't have.
A what?
A television.
Is that some type of muggle magic?
It's electricity. But anyway, through the Xbox One, you can watch YouTube, which is how I watch most of my videos because it's very simple to lay on the couch, pop it in, watch it on the big screen.
I've heard we are quite pleasing on the big screen, by the way.
We are delightful. It's just wonderful. But anyway, I was watching woodworking videos once. I like woodworking. I've always wanted to make a cribbage board.
Me too.
I love to
Not a
play
cribbage
cribbage.
board,
I'm huge into cribbage.
All right.
I was trying to learn how to make a cribbage board, and I'm looking around, I'm like, I have this saw. I mean, it'd be so simple. I could just need to go do it. I fell asleep on the couch. At which point, YouTube
Kept going.
Because when I nap anymore, it's not a nap. I went to sleep. For 8 to 9 hours, did nothing but cycle through woodworking videos. So significant other sits down the next day to watch some YouTube videos, and every single suggestion is involving woodworking, building things at home, your best table saw.
Let me repeat that I have no idea why nude yoga was suggested in my sidebar.
Yeah, except that when you watch YouTube on your phone, you sometimes watch it under the strip cover lit
It's not true.
identifier. So, like, I'll wake up the next day and I'm like, why the hell is nude yoga? Why is this everywhere?
I'm trying to work on my flexibility.
Clearly.
I have never been a limber man. I cannot touch my toes.
Health and wellness.
Health and wellness,
Health
yes.
and wellness. I give you that one. Something we talked about last week.
Hold on. I think my favorite YouTube rabbit hole discovery was Christopher Hitchens.
Yeah?
Yeah. I have no
himself.
idea how the hitch popped up in my sidebar. I don't know what I was searching for. Well, you know, to be fair, that was a period of my life where I was very much searching religiously, spiritually, trying to figure that part of my life out. And you start watching Hitchens videos and you're like, okay, come on, Christian guy, just out-debate him. Just out-debate him. Look, I don't care if you're right or not, just out-debate him. Just bring up a point that makes him question himself. And eventually, 2 hours later, you're like, this Hitchens guy destroyed him. Look at this.
Got him.
So, 5 or 6 hours later, your entire worldview has changed.
Oh,
right?
yes. Absolutely.
And I've got this theory. Whenever you start realizing that you're an atheist, you start with Hitchens. A lot of people start with Hitchens.
This is true.
Then you build a taste for Richard Dawkins. All of a sudden, you realize Penn Jillette is outspoken about being an atheist. I'll watch some of that. And you get a different respect for Penn Jillette, because he's not just a magician, he's a thinker too.
Okay.
All of a sudden, you find out about Sam Harris. And Sam Harris has the charisma of a mud fence. But once you start realizing, I like listening to what this guy says, you work your way down to, what's his name? The scientist, Lawrence Krauss.
Okay.
Who is absolutely abrasive.
Okay.
Completely abrasive. I don't like watching Lawrence Krauss, but I love watching Lawrence Krauss.
I agree with the beginning of the journey there.
Yeah.
My first atheist book that I really picked up was a Dawkins book. I always wanted a copy of The God Delusion, and I think I mentioned it to a friend. And he said, well, I got a copy of The Blind Watchmaker. So he lent me that, which I never gave back, and I couldn't read it. I'm sitting here trying to muddle through it, and this was an early point in my life. I'm like, what the fuck is this? The hell is he talking about?
Yeah.
But the first book that I went out and purchased for myself when I was on my personal journey was Hitchens. Is it The Atheist Handbook?
The Portable Atheist.
The Portable Atheist, but The Atheist Handbook, whatever you want to call it. Portable Atheist, which you read through some of the articles in there, and found Penn Jillette, which I've mentioned many times before. Really? I've attempted to go back to Dawkins, but he is very much an acquired taste. I'd just rather listen to him read his fan mail.
Right, like I'm talking YouTube, not necessarily.
Oh, you not reading? No, you need to watch Richard Dawkins read his fan mail.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
I've seen that.
But another little YouTube-ism that I discovered when I was trying to find more discipline in my life, especially early on with this channel, bullet journaling. Familiar with that?
No.
It is a cross between creating a very rigid, useful planner and scrapbooking. It's the best way to describe it.
You would.
So here's my thing. I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm not going to color, I'm not going to draw what the weather looked like today. Piss on this. But a very analog system where I can say, if I flip 3 pages, I'm going to have my daily to-do list. If I flip 4 pages, I'm going to have my layout of what I need to accomplish for the month. Then I'd have like a reading list, what I read every single day, what I did what I accomplished. Wonderful system. Tried to color code it because that's an Adrian thing. Everything is color coded.
I'll show you guys that someday.
It's horrendous. There's like 50 different colors and they all have a different meaning. I can't do it.
You just got to find a system that works for you. You can absolutely do it.
Here's my thing. When I try to do that system, the bullet journaling, the color coding, I'm more concerned about trying to maintain the proper color code or the proper format than I am getting what I want down.
Right.
So now I just write shit in a fucking notebook.
Well, that's because you didn't take the time to learn them. Of course it's that way at first, but once it becomes inherent to you that green is for your money goals...
Green is for finance, yes.
Orange is for your YouTube goals.
Blue is actually for the channel.
Right. Once you come to that and you don't have to think about it...
I don't like it.
It becomes easier, because all you have to do is, what's I supposed to do for the channel? You open it up, you look for orange. Got it.
All right. If you say so.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Something we discussed last week, though, is going to the Nelson Atkins Museum in Kansas City. We have to go. We can film like Night at the Museum with strip cover lit. We'll take a selfie cam.
Last time I was there, they had a red book.
Okay.
You know what that is?
I don't.
Not Sigmund Freud. Who's the other one? Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung.
Okay.
Jung basically at one point in his life decided, you know what, depression is just a cycle that we go through. It's something that everyone experiences, but no one really knows about, because the whole time you're in depression, you wish you weren't depressed. So let's go into depression. The next time I feel it coming on, I'm just going to go with it. We're just going to let it ride. So he did that. And there was a period in his life where, like, he didn't leave the house. He was just depressed.
Shit.
And examined it. And during that time, and maybe I'm getting this wrong, I'm not, look, don't quote me on this. But I believe it was during that time that he took this massive red book and doodled in it, and drew in it, and hypothesized in it, and just filled it up. I don't know why this is not as legendary as, say, Leonardo sketchbooks.
Yeah.
But all sorts of things came in from there, and like his idea of the lumen, right, is very clearly expressed in there. And there's that picture, and there's all sorts of these little doodles that he did, and there's stuff in there that nobody really knows what the fuck was going on.
Okay. And that's in Kansas City.
Yeah.
We can go see. That's delightful.
I don't know if it's. I don't know I don't know too much about the Red Book.
Okay.
But I know it's one of those books that's like the Devil's Bible, right?
Okay, Ambrose.
No, that's the Devil's Bierce
Dictionary.
Wrote the Devil's Dictionary.
Okay.
Look, I think it's the Devil's Bible. Look it up. There's a YouTube documentary on it, and there's a YouTube documentary on the Red Book.
Okay.
It's like what is it? The Dead, the Egyptian Book of the Dead.
The Book of the Dead.
Right. The Egyptian Book of the Dead.
Yeah.
It's one of those books.
Okay. All the more reason to go to the Nelson Atkins.
Yeah.
Did look up a little bit. You know how much it costs?
Not what?
It's free.
The Nelson Atkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Do you know how much the Red Book costs?
A lot.
They have reproductions of the Red Book. They're extremely expensive.
Well, I'd imagine so.
So I don't know. I don't think that's the original The Red Book. But maybe it's a first run or something. I don't know.
It'd be cool to see, though.
Yeah.
But that is an interesting idea, though, of how far can you push yourself, basically, before you push too far and can't come back.
I don't know that push is the correct term.
Ooh, I don't know.
How far can you secede?
Yes. How far can you let yourself go?
Yes.
Before you can't come back.
I've questioned that many times. I am one of these people that has to have a lot of alone time.
Okay.
And there will be times in my life where I am being too social, too much, and I say, I just have to disappear. Mm-hmm. So I just disappear. And I had a roommate, my last roommate. I went through a period of about 4 months where I just didn't talk to him.
Yeah.
Didn't talk to him. Didn't talk to anybody. And he was like, and I had to explain it eventually because you're living in that close quarters with someone.
Yeah. You have to talk to him.
Yeah. And he was like, well, that's fine if that's you. How do you do this at work? And you've got a lot of life strategies.
Yeah.
You have to develop life strategies at that point. And like one of my life strategies is, and this is terrifying to me, whenever I see someone in public that I know, I'm not talking to you. But what I'll do, I'll flip you off.
Okay.
Whenever I see someone in public that I know, I flip them off. Doesn't matter where I am, doesn't matter who they are, I flip them off. That's one of my strategies. Another one of my strategies is when I'm at work and someone has a child, say I'm running register and someone's got a child, kids love to make eye contact with you.
Okay.
But they've got this sense of anonymity, right? Like,
but you can't flip the kids off.
I'm looking at you. You don't see me.
Yeah.
Right? But you do. And I don't care that she's 4 years old. It makes me nervous. I can't see her hands. Right? Does she have a gun? Is there a knife in there somewhere? Right? So with kids, I always stick my tongue out at them.
Okay.
So I'm always worried that in my brain, one day, these things are going to get mixed up. And like I have stuck my tongue out at someone I know in public.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, I was supposed to flip that person off.
But you're going to be flipping off a 4-year-old.
What worries me is I'm going to see some 4-year-old making eye contact and I'm just going to go, to a kid, which would be just about the most Adrian story anyone could ever observe,
True,
right?
very true.
You know, that guy flipped off my 4-year-old?
I have a safe route for things like that. And I will do this, I'm sure I've done it to you, and I will do this with people I know well. But if I see someone in public, if I see someone at work, if I see somebody for the first time that day, I won't address them by name. I won't acknowledge, you know, hey, been a long time. I say, hey, guy, how you doing? Guy. Hey, guy. I stole that from Don Lilly, a professor of mine,
Really?
who could not remember shit for names. So he called everybody Guy
Really?
until he could figure out who he was actually talking to. But it's perfect. Because if you say, hey, guy, it's very friendly. It's very welcoming. You start the dialogue, and I could be like, how the fuck do I know this person? It's beautiful.
I realized that I have gone down that route where when I was, say, in my teens, everyone was sir or ma'am.
Okay.
Right? Then women stayed ma'am, but men became bud.
I hate bud.
Hey, bud.
I hate bud.
There you go, bud. Thanks, bud.
Actually, I'm okay with bud. It's buddy. Thanks, buddy.
Really?
It's condescending.
It is condescending.
That is.
But I have regressed from that to the point where women are lady and men are pal. Like, you've got sir, buddy, pal.
You need to move to Canada.
I'm at the pal stage. Why's that?
Well, I'm not your buddy, pal. I'm not your pal, friend.
But, like, I am fearing the day where I regress even further to guy and broad. Right? Like, here's your sack, broad. You know, like, excuse me, broad.
That's my grandfather in a nutshell. There's my grandfather. Quintessential 1950s man. I've talked about my grandmother before being the 1950s housewife.
Right.
That was her thing. She was proud of that. But women were broads. He'd be out there, he'd be like, look at those dumb broads.
Well, when I start referring to people as broad and guy,
That's when we have issues.
yeah, like, I'll get fired immediately.
Guy works. Guy always works. Hey, guy.
It works when you're Dalton, right?
Yes. When you're
you
Adrian,
have-
you go, hey, guy.
Well, when you've got that, I won't say I've used affable too much today, but when you have that affable tone in your voice,
Okay.
hey, guy,
Yeah.
how's it going, guy? But when you're, hey, guy,
It's threatening.
guy,
It's terribly threatening.
right.
Anyway, you terrify me. But the idea of pushing yourself too far, what I'm trying to get at here is that's the beautiful thing with, like, mind-altering drugs, things like that. The beautiful thing.
yeah.
I don't do drugs. I never have. I drink. But it's the same premise. It's how far can you push yourself? What do you find out about yourself? That's that spiritual journey we talked about a little bit with Waking Up from Sam Harris.
Yes.
I really wanted to get that out. I needed that. Needed to say that. So anyway, Guy, if you really like this channel, make sure you subscribe down below. Give us a like for Variety Hour for no goddamn good reason.
You
besides-
broads need to make sure you follow us on Twitter at Strip Cover and on Facebook at Strip Cover List.
Oh, you just pissed off the internet.